So you're going to hear more about Amir Khan in just a little bit later this hour. Lakers head coach Redick said Thursday he's hopeful that LeBron James and forward Rui Hachimura will be eligible to return tonight against the Bulls. James has been out since their loss to the Celtics back on March 8th because of a groin strain. The Lakers then lost 3 in a row before winning 3 in a row before losing to the Bucks on Thursday. Here's Tim Bontemps.
LeBron is questionable to come back tonight and play 2 weeks after suffering that groin strain in Boston against the Celtics. The goal for the Lakers has just been to survive what's been a very difficult schedule, having to play a couple games against both Denver and Milwaukee, having 6 games in 8 days as a result of some rescheduled games because of the fires back in January. And the fact that the Lakers were able to hold serve, get through that stretch at 500, and stay in the top 4 spots in the Western Conference, that's a huge win. The Lakers want to get LeBron back, whether it's tonight or in the next couple days, healthy, have him ready to go for a stretch run that's going to feature a lot of difficult games. They have one of the most difficult schedules down the stretch, and then position themselves to stay in that top 6, potentially in the top 4 spots to get home court advantage in the first round and try to make a deep playoff run.
Thanks, Tim. And the West is wild right now. Here to break it down, NBA analyst Quentin Richardson with us here in Bristol. Great to have you back. Also, senior Anscape writer David Dennis Jr. So, David, let me start with you. When LeBron comes back, ideally, what do you want to see from him?
Well, I want to see a team that prioritizes his long-term health. Because they have a hellish playoff run that they're going to have to get through. Because right now they're going to have to focus on 2 things. One, LeBron has to be a defensive anchor as he was before, but he cannot put too much wear and tear on that body. Go back to 2019 when he injured that groin back then. He was out for 17 games. They brought him back. He was not himself, and then eventually they had to shut him down for the rest of the season. You cannot afford that if you're the Lakers. So you have to have a cautious ramp-up process because the playoffs are going to be when you need them the most.
Yeah, I agree right there, man. I think LeBron, as we all know, he's more in tune with anybody in the world with his body. So I think if he's going back out there, he's pretty ready to go. So, I just need to see him get up and down and just go well without, any limping or any type of setbacks tonight. As long as he's out there, I'm pretty confident in LeBron James. He's in tune with his body. He knows what he needs to do, and he's been playing the game forever. So it's going to be like riding a bike. Once he gets back out there and he sees he's healthy, everything else will just fall into place.
Yeah, he's got a great relationship with J.J. Redick, so obviously there's going to be a very honest dialogue, right, going back and forth between the two of them, right, about what he can and can't do. Let's talk about another huge injury, though, Q and David, out west, and that's Steph Curry. So he is out for tonight's game for the Warriors, a hip contusion. He suffered it on Thursday. MRI did come back negative. That's the good news. He's set to be reevaluated on Monday, but he's not going to play tonight in Atlanta. We do know that. So, Q, they're in a dogfight to try to stay out of the play-in. What do they need to do in the meantime until Curry's healthy?
Right now, you just ride Jimmy Butler. This is the best thing that you got him for. Like, he was there to fill in those non-Steph minutes when Steph subs out and the team was struggling before he got there. Now, with his he just had a triple-double last night. This is what they need from Jimmy. Jimmy is capable of leading the team, and we know how he gets when it gets close to that playoffs. He turns into a different type of dude, and that's who Golden State really, truly needs to show up right now while Steph is out so that they can hold pace and try to keep their position in the playoffs.
See, look, me and Q, all we do is agree. We got to find something we disagree on because we on the same page with this one, too. This is why you bring Jimmy Butler to this Warriors team. If this injury had happened in January, December, I would say the Warriors are dead in the water because they cannot do anything without Stephen Curry. But Jimmy Butler added to that lineup, added to what him and Draymond are doing defensively, which is terrorizing teams up and down the court. And then you have Kuminga, who is just coming back. This team is prepared for these times when you need Steph Curry and he's not playing. They can stay out of the play-in if those 3 guys in particular play the way they've been playing these last few games.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler's been so additive, really, in terms of everyone stepping up their game as well.
Yeah, he came and he brought us a confidence. They now believe that they can win and they can compete, and you see that with them out there on the court. And Jimmy, he kind of emanates that. When he's out there, he has the confidence and the bravado, and he has a tendency to give that to his teammates as well. So.
Yeah, this is his time of year, isn't it? But right now, they're 6th in the West. They're only 1 game ahead of the Clippers and the Timberwolves. Thanks, fellas.
Raptors last night. It's unclear how long Steph will be out, as the Warriors are currently holding on to the 6th seed in the West with 12 games remaining in their regular season schedule, okay? Look at it right there. The Golden State Warriors, 6th seed, 41-29. Got a game and a half lead over the Los Angeles Clippers, who they're 0-3 against this year, by the way. And they're 2 games behind the Memphis Grizzlies, who they've beaten a couple of times, all right? If the playoffs were to begin today, the Denver Nuggets would play the Golden State Warriors, okay? But they're only a half game ahead of the Los Angeles Lakers. Why does that matter? Do y'all know this year the Golden State Warriors, for all their success, particularly since Jimmy Butler's arrived, they only lost 1 game since he's arrived. I think they're 19-3 since the trading deadline. They've only lost 1 game with him in the lineup. Do y'all realize that the Golden State Warriors are 0-3 against the Clippers, 0-3 against the Lakers, and 0-2 against the Denver Nuggets? Now, for some inexplicable reason, they've beaten Oklahoma City a couple of times. They've beaten the Houston Rockets, okay? They've beaten the Memphis Grizzlies. So I'm looking at that and I'm saying, damn, this is kind of strange. But just some numbers that I wanted to make sure that I threw out because I want everybody to be aware of what's going on, okay? If you look at Steph Curry, Golden State is 7-3 this season in games without Steph Curry. They won last night without him in the 4th quarter, basically the last 15 minutes of the game. They've got about a 6-game road trip coming up. Atlanta, Miami, New Orleans, San Antonio, Memphis, and Los Angeles. I've got them beating Miami and New Orleans, which are both a mess right now. Golden State could lose to Atlanta, but they could beat them. They could lose to San Antonio, they could beat them. Memphis and LA, I don't know about that. Not without Steph Curry, I don't know about that, okay? Jimmy Butler, he had a triple-double against Toronto last night, all right? Listen to this quote that he said because he's absolutely right. We can't afford to turn the ball over, Butler said. We can't afford to foul because we don't have the one individual who can automatically get us back into the game. He's absolutely right. Since the trading deadline, I said 19-3. They're actually 16-3 since the trade deadline, which is the 2nd best record in the NBA behind OKC. Since Jimmy Butler made his debut, the Warriors ranked 5th in the league in offensive efficiency and 2nd in defensive efficiency. I'm just looking at them right now, and this is their record. They're 2-1 against the Thunder this year, 3-1 against the Rockets, 0-2 against the Nuggets, 0-3 against the Lakers, 0-3 against the Clippers, 2-1 versus the Grizzlies, 3-1 versus the Timberwolves. So they've got victories over the Thunder, the Rockets, the Grizzlies, and the Timberwolves. But for some reason, both LA teams and the Denver Nuggets have been their kryptonite this year. You need Steph Curry. Because the reality is the way Luka Doncic is looking right now, who's going to pick Golden State to beat the Lakers? Chances are you ain't going to pick Golden State to beat the Lakers. Once LeBron comes back, you're going to look at them, especially the way he's looked when he's been out on the court. LeBron James is going to be ready. So you look at LeBron James, you look at the Los Angeles Lakers, you look at LeBron with Luka Doncic and the way he's been balling, albeit last night wasn't the greatest night for them against the Milwaukee Bucks, who ran-rotted them. In the end, I'm just looking at this right now.